Good morning. I am seated in the fastest Mini Cooper Mini has ever developed. I'm in the 2020 Mini John Cooper Works Clubman. That is a mouthful of a name. This Mini has a 2.0 inline-4 turbo, making about 301 horsepower, and it's all-wheel drive. Weighing in at around 3,600 pounds. With that kind of horsepower number, it gets a 0 to 60 in 4.6 seconds. That's quick. That's quick, folks. For a pretty big hatchback with barn doors. It's got an 8-speed automatic. These didn't come in a manual, unfortunately. And I've heard the automatic is okay. It's not a DCT, but I've heard it's decent. So let's talk about some of the interior features on the 2020 JCW Clubman. So it's got the signature Mini. Everything is circular, everything is kind of in the center. So you have this one big infotainment in the center. It has Apple CarPlay and has anything else that already comes with the car and the infotainment system, the radio and all that. You have all of your climate control features right below it. And then you have a couple other switches like they've always done, kind of like the race car type switch. You know, you get the start stop, you got traction control, sport mode, eco mode, everything like that. Now what I really like about this is that they're all analog buttons. Nothing is like a touchscreen. Obviously the infotainment is a touchscreen, but you also have the option of using this little analog stick in the center console. So I like that everything is kind of hand touch. That's just personally what I prefer. Sometimes the touchscreen stuff can get really annoying. Now if you look directly at our steering wheel, right in front of us we have the tachometer and the speedometer, and then a heads-up display above it, which is really cool actually. It just takes up a small portion above the steering wheel. It displays the speed limit that's local, your miles per hour, and your tachometer to the right of it. A little bit of information on there, how many miles your range is, all that kind of stuff. And then you have your gas, obviously your gas tank. I actually really like the gas tank gauge in this. It almost looks like it's paper. It is so interesting how they make that. It looks like paper behind, like old school like paper billboards. The rest of the interior is really nice though, honestly. It all looks great. It looks very sporty. It has these bucket seats, but they're not too. The bucket seats aren't too narrow. They're definitely for a wider audience, if you know what I mean. They're definitely built with the American in mind. I'm a 32 waist, and I have tons of room in these seats. I don't feel cramped. I don't feel claustrophobic. I don't feel like I'm sitting in a race car bucket seat. But it is nice to have a little bit more of that bolstering than a regular kind of like hatchback or a regular Golf or regular Mini would have. It has these two big sunroofs. I think only the front one opens. I'm not 100% sure if the back one opens. I don't think the owner has figured out how to open that back one. I certainly have not. The front one opens. It's nice. It lets in a lot of light, and then you have kind of like a screen you can pull over if you want it to be a little bit more dim or if it's too harsh with sunlight. Aside from the design of the interior, I don't think it's all that well made. The plastics feel cheap. You know, I touched this. It's crunchy. You know, this is crunchy. I don't know if you could hear any of it, but it all feels kind of like cheap plastic. I mean, not the biggest complaint for me. That doesn't bother me all that much, but I know there's a lot of people out there that would bother that the interior plastics are kind of crunchy and a little bit unpleasant. And a little bit unpleasant to the touch. So yeah, I've gone over the interior. It's got a nice peppy engine. Heard it does have a little bit of turbo lag, but we're gonna find out in just a second as we go on a drive. So I've only ever driven this car, obviously to the location. I've only driven it in green mode, eco mode. So I have yet to see what the car really does when it's in its sport peppy mode. It will stiffen the steering, it'll stiffen the suspension, it'll make it the throttle more aggressive, it'll have more power. It's a big change from green to sport. So hopefully when we get there, get to my driving spot and turn on that sport mode, hopefully it'll be a lot of fun. I don't really see how it couldn't be fun with the formula that it has. All-wheel drive, 300 horsepower, hatchback, turbo 4-cylinder, all things that I like. I don't see how it could go wrong. But just while I'm driving in green mode, it's very comfortable. I really can't complain. The suspension isn't too harsh. The steering is really light and playful. It almost has some body roll. It almost kind of feels like a regular Mini, whatever the Mini Clubman, you know? It just feels kind of like that. So I can imagine this being really nice for a daily driver if you just keep it in green. Not a lot of pep if it's in green, eco mode. Step on the gas and it kind of just goes nowhere. It bogs itself down. There's no real like horsepower going on here. All right, let's sync. And let's drive. We're going to sport mode. Let's see how we do. I know the exhaust valve opens up in sport mode, so it gets a bit louder. Up a hill. Oh my God. It's so much peppier in sport. Jeez. I'm gonna make a left here. Wow! Oh my goodness! I'm not even using the paddles, I'm just trying to enjoy this. Holy! I'm gonna throw it into manual mode just so I can use the paddles. Oh my goodness! Actually, this is really good for a an automatic that is not great. Wow, it boogies. Oh my God! This is way faster than you would think it is, folks. And I don't want to... I've been corrected in the past saying fast instead of quick. This thing is quick. Oh my God, and the sport mode makes the steering so much nicer. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. Oh my... Yo, it's so fun! I'd probably look goofy as hell on the third camera, but oh my goodness. The duality of this car is insane. It's so crazy. I could go from just enjoying it as a daily driver, and now it feels like a freaking track beast. Wow. This is exciting. This is a very exciting car. Holy. It doesn't, you know, the one thing for me, it doesn't have that Mini Cooper go-kart feel. I had an R53. I had the 05 supercharged one, and it felt like a go-kart. This one, I'm a little bit more scared to throw it into a corner. But geez, after you get out of that corner and just floor it, it picks up. It's actually way more powerful than I was expecting. Wow, this is fun. This is a lot of fun. I'm gonna let him go so I can get my own little, wow, look at these turns. Wow, okay. This is a lot of fun. And I'm surprised my camera's still on the back of the car. Holy. I don't even know what I was talking about before. I don't even know any other things that I would bring up. I went over the interior, going over the driving experience now. It is actually such a blast. And you know, I don't even think these things are priced that bad. Manual. I don't even think these things are priced that bad. I believe this one was used, picked up for $30K. This is a lot of car for oh my God. This is a lot of car for $30,000. I'm gonna pull over for a second, get a little bit of space between me and the guy in front of me. Wow, this is so much fun. Holy, most fun car I've done, I think. The Tesla was like a different kind of fun. It's like instant power. This one is like, oh, I love the way the engine feels in this car. And you know, it's all-wheel drive, so it, oh my goodness. And the transmission is not bad. I heard like, oh, it's not a DCT, but like, it's not, dude, I'm not disappointed with the transmission at all. Obviously, I wish it was a manual, but like, for what it is, I can't complain about the automatic transmission. It's fun, it's peppy, it's quick. This, honestly, if you have a budget of around 30K, and you're looking for something that is both a daily driver and a track animal, I think like this is such a great answer. Honestly, I'm a little bit speechless because this thing is so much fun. I don't want this review to end. It puts you in your seat. It really puts you in your seat. I'm gonna take it out of manual mode for now and just let it shift. Wow, it puts you back, and that is fun and it's addictive. The engine sound is great. I bet you it has some sort of artificial engine sounds, but honestly, like, who cares? Every car has it at this point. Sport mode made this car an animal. Before it was a household domesticated pet. Now it's an animal. This is crazy. Oh my goodness. You know what? I haven't driven a Type R. I'm sorry. I've driven a Type R, but I don't remember it feeling this fast. The Type R felt so computerized. This feels like it's an actual car. And I love the heads-up display. It's so useful to have it right there. I know I have all the information literally 5 inches below that heads-up display, but it is so nice to look at that heads-up display. Wow. Yeah, sport mode. You don't really feel the turbo. Like, he said there was a lot of turbo lag. I'm not really feeling like there is a turbo. Obviously, I know there is, but I'm not feeling it pick up, you know? Like, I get on it, and it downshifts, and I think it's already in boost. Wow, this thing is so fast! No way! And it's so stable. That was not 80 miles an hour. Wow. Okay, this is honestly great. This is great. Okay, we're gonna give it a little launch at this stop sign here. It's because we got nobody around me, and it's all-wheel drive, so of course we just got it one time. Just one time. I wonder if it has like a launch control if you put your foot on the brake. It does not. Oh, you're in the seat though. The steering has great feedback. Zero complaints about the steering, really. Goodness. Dude, what a fun car to just rip around back roads. Wow. Okay, so let's get into ratings. Hopefully I didn't miss anything in this video that I wanted to talk about. Very quite possibly I have, just by having so much fun in this thing. So for sport, okay, let me go over the rating systems because I should probably do that every video. The way I do the ratings is there's a sport category and there's a dailyable category. Both are out of 100, and then the final verdict is would I buy it, yes or no. So starting off in sport, just from driving this thing, it's probably one of the more exciting cars that I've driven. That's a newer car. A lot of newer cars feel kind of computerized, and I'm not really a huge fan of that. This does give you kind of like a road feel and a raw feeling, aside from like, I don't even know what I would say aside from, but everything feels so good in this car. Jeez, I gotta give this like a 91 on the sport. Like, it's so close to the FRS, but comparing this and an FRS, okay, the FRS definitely has way better handling than this. This is a little bit bigger, you know, but it's way faster, and it feels so good to throw around into corners and get on the gas. So I'm gonna give this a 91 on the sport, which is so freaking high. I love this car. Dailyability, dude? Oh my god, this is like so dailyable. You put it into eco mode and you cruise, and you get great gas. It feels nice and soft. It's easy to drive. It's automatic, so you don't gotta worry about traffic. For daily, I'm gonna give this a 95. Like, this is crazy. I'm not saying this is more of a daily driver than it is a sports car, but it kind of does both so well. But the only thing that's lacking with sport is I feel like the handling could be a little better. Maybe if you put some coilovers on it and some sway bars, maybe that would freshen up the handling, and it would make it feel a little bit better. It is a little bit on the heavier side though. It's like with a person sitting in it, it's almost nearing 4,000 pounds, which is a lot for a car called Mini. So my final verdict, would I buy this? Absolutely. I think it's gonna be hard to find cars I wouldn't buy. This is such a fun car, dude. I had a Golf R, I had a Mark 6 Golf R. This has infinitely more personality than a Mark 6 Golf R, than even the newer Golf R. I feel like it has a little bit more quirkiness than the Honda Type R. It is so good. It is so good to drive. I'm gonna pull in right here so I can finish up my video and wrap all my equipment up. Wow, yeah. Honestly, I love this car. If you have a chance to get one of these, or if you're looking into getting one of these, I couldn't recommend it more. I think for what it's competing with on the market, what is it competing with? The Golf R, other hot hatches, but they're not really all-wheel drive. Maybe the Focus RS. I haven't driven one of those. So you got like the Golf R, the RS, and then just regular hot hatches like, let me take this hat off. And then regular hot hatches like, we could talk about the Civic Type R, we could talk about the Focus ST, the Veloster Type, the Veloster N. I have to drive those and see how it is, but I find it so hard to believe that another hot hatch could be more exciting than this. Just killer acceleration, so fun, a great dynamic between daily ability and sports car. Comfortable, interior looks great. It's got so much utility with the 2 sunroofs and the barn doors, a lot of space. Amazing car. With that being said, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys continue to enjoy my content. If there are any cars you want me to review, please leave it in the comments, recommend it to me. I would love to accommodate for whatever car you want to see. If you have a car that you want me to review and you live on Long Island, please let me know and I will be happy to set something up and we can get that going. So thank you very much and I hope you all have a great day.